Hello, everyone, and welcome to your first Microsoft 365 learning session. And for this one, we will be discussing about Microsoft Word. Before we dive into it, allow me to introduce myself. So, my name is Irwin Buada. I am a third year BS Information Technology student at Asia Pacific College. I am a Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador, and I'm also the Director for Membership at Asia Pacific College Microsoft Community. And lastly, I am a Department of Science and Technology SEI Scholar. At the end of this session, if you have any concerns, questions, or clarifications, you may send me an email to the email addresses shown at the bottom of your screens. So, uh, let us delve in this for a bit. What is Microsoft Word? For the longest time, as a student, Microsoft Word has been helping me to create papers and documents that has helped me in my academic struggles, if you will. So Microsoft Word is a word processor developed by Microsoft, yours truly. And the definition of a word processor, it is a program or machine used for storing, manipulating, and formatting text entered from a keyboard and providing a printout. So just like with the definition, we know that Microsoft Word can basically make a document, and whatever words or letters, characters that we type into it will be shown, and it will provide a printout that we can produce a hard copy of. So here are the topics that we're gonna be discussing for this session. First is how to make a table of contents. Next is how to create a bibliography and how to cite sources. Next is we will be demonstrating how to use the speech detector. Next, after that will be the resume assistant. And lastly, we will be talking about how to add an e-signature to your Microsoft Word documents. During the pace of this discussion, you may uh, follow up with your MS Word devices. And without further ado, let us begin. So as discussed, ang ating first topic will be how to create a table of contents in Microsoft Word. So let's start first by filling up muna with some words or some content itong ating blank document na kagagawa ko lang. So first is sa home section ng iyong ribbon, under styles, I'll click heading 1. So dapat there may ganitong klaseng triangle na lalabas sa inyong screen. Then the triangle na yan, so for example, chapter 1, because kapag research paper or book, lagi naman chapter 1, then lalagyan natin siya ng field content. So kay Microsoft Word, meron actually madaling paraan para magawa mo to. So type nyo lang equals lorem, then open and close parentheses, hit enter, and boom, meron ka ng isang block of text na hindi mo na kailangan mag-copy-paste from another source, nor do you need to manually type it. So para lang dito, let's make another heading. So heading 1 ulit, chapter 2. Then, kung ayaw mo naman kay Lorem, meron pa tayong isang option. You could also try equals rand. Umuti ka na. Equals rand, open and close parentheses, and hit enter. So, ibang context naman siya kay Lorem. So, let's now try to make a table of contents. So, to do that, click tayo kay references sa ating ribbon dito sa taas. Click table of contents. Then, for this demonstration, pili lang tayo dito. Usually, kung ako gumagawa ng paper, I'll always choose automatic table 1. So, we'll just do that. And voila! So, lumabas yung chapter mo dito. Chapter 1, chapter 2, lahat daw sila sa page 1. of course. Siyempre, nagsiksika sila dito eh. So, since ang table of contents ay lagi nagbabago, kasi marami kang dinadagdag or binabawasan or ni-move around sa yung document file kapag nag edit. So, the next question is how to update it. So, for example, let's move these two chapters to a new page. So, I'm on page 2 now. Then, dito, when you click it, may makita ka update table of contents. Then you have two options, update page numbers only, update entire table. So for this part, we're only gonna update page numbers. So dapat if I click OK, dapat magiging number 2 itong dalawa. So click OK, they become number 2. What if you added more chapters or even a sub-chapter? So to add sub-chapters, let's try that. Balik tayo kay home. Then click tayo dito. Yan, around dito. Then we'll go heading 2. Then we'll try like a sub-chapter. Let's just name it sub-chapter 1. Then I'll click enter. Then I'll add another header here, header 2. Now let's make it header 3. Let's make it doubles. Now let's make it mini chapter 1. Then I'll just put this and this again. Okay. So nagalaw sa chapter 2 to page 3 kasi dadagdag si sub-chapter 1 and mini chapter 1 dito sa ating page 2. So, we're gonna try to update this again. So first, try muna natin update page numbers only para lang makita natin. So, uh, si si chapter 2, tama, nasa page 3 nga siya as of now, pero nasan yung dalawang headers na nilagay ko? Di sila nagpapakita. So to do that, just use update entire table so that yung buong table of contents mo mag-update. Yan. So nasa page 2 ba si sub-chapter 1 and si mini chapter 1? Chapter 2 na to sa page 3. Yes, they are both in page 2. And at the same time, you know what heading 2 and heading 3 or heading 4 means. So kapag gumagawa ka ng paper, diba, you have your main chapter, then you have your sub-chapters, and minsan meron ka pang sub-chapter sa sub-chapter mo. So, kung try mo siya i-organize, ganun din si heading 1, heading 2, heading 3. Okay? So, this is very useful, lalo na pagdating sa research paper, kasi nga, you always update your research papers, lagi mo nababago, lagi mo nabadagdag bawas. And I think that's about it for table of contents. So we're gonna move on to writing bibliography and writing citations. So for the next part, gagamitin pa rin natin yung same document na ginamit natin earlier para hindi na natin kailangan mag-generate ulit. So in citations, normally you have different kinds. You have your inline citations and such, and after like a research paper, you will need to provide a references table or the bibliography chapter or portion. So, how to cite references, how to cite citations using Word. So, for example, this first part here, for example lang, ito yung kinuha mo sa ibang source, you want to cite this. So, dito sa dulo, yan, dapat yung indicator ko dito sa dulo. So, references, and if you will notice, meron tayo dito, citations sa bibliography. You can choose your style. So, APA, Chicago, IEEE, MLA. Usually, APA ang ginagamit. So, let's go with APA. Then, let's go to insert citation, add new source. So, for example, Yung section na yun ay nakuha mo sa isang book section. If you remember that may book siya, book section. Book section is parang part lang siya ng book. Ito yung may pages from pages 1 to 20, parang ganun. And book is literally a whole book. So book section. For example, ang author natin is, for example, si Juan de la Cruz. Ang title natin is How to Write, sa baba, How to Write Bibliographies. Author natin, syempre, once again, si Juan de la Cruz. Then, book title natin will be Research 101. And let's just say year will be 20, so 0, 2020, pages from page 10 to 20. City is Manila. Then publisher, ang gawin na natin example na dito, Adventure Works Press. Then you click OK. So dito, you have an inline citation, last name ng author, si Cruz, kasi iniwala kayo de la Cruz, so Cruz lang lumabas, 2020. So gawa pa tayo ng isa. For example, dito tayo kay chapter 2. For example, dito naman para, For example, gagawa mo rin siya ng citation. So add new source tayo. For example, ito naman ay literal libro. So ang author natin ay si Pedro Penduko. Halimbawa lang. Ang title natin would be, since this is about a video, let's talk about effective usage of videos. Social ang title. Then, ang year natin, for example, medyo luma na siya, mga 2015. Then, ang city niya is like Quezon City. Then, publisher will be, sabi natin ng APC Press. Then, click OK. Once again, Pedro Penduko. Penduko kasi last name niya, Penduko, and year publication 2015. So, for example, nandun ka na sa part na magsasite ka na or ililist mo na yung references mo. So, para gawin natin yon, click the bibliography here. Then, you can choose yung format mo dito or just simply click insert bibliography. But for this one, we'll just use the first one here. Yan. So, ito yung ginamit mo kanina or yung in-input mo kanina sa mga fields kung saan may lumabas na window, prompting you to fill up the fields like author, book title, pages, and such. So, for example, nadagdagan tayo ng reference dito somewhere, sabihin natin kay mini chapter 1. For example, dito then, lagay tayo ng bago citation, add new source. Then, for example, journal article. So, ang author natin, kung natin social, kung si Bill Gates naman. And title natin will be Secrets of MS Word. Journal name will be Office 365 in a nutshell. Sabi na natin ganun. Year, sabi natin last year lang, since if I'm not mistaken, 2019 version ng MS Word ang ginagamit natin ngayon. Then pages will be like 49 to 50. Okay. So yan, may inline citation tayo ulit. Then here, similar to table of contents, if you want to update yung bibliography table mo, just click update. Ayan, dito si Bill Gates. Gates B 2019, Secrets of MS Word, Office 365 in a nutshell, 49 to 50. Okay. So, it is very handy na you could just, whenever you add your bibliography, pwede ka na mag-automatic inline citation. You don't have to manually type it. Then, lahat ng citations mo, ma-compile siya sa isang list. So, kapag click mo to manage sources, andito siya lahat. So, andito nga rin yung iba kong ginamit dati, ngayon ko na napansin. Yes. Andito rin yung mga dati mong ginamit na sources, then you could use it again. Then just to add bibliography, dito ka lang. Then if you added some, just update your bibliography. Sounds easy, 'di ba? So, since we're done with bibliography and writing citations, uh, we will move on to demonstrating speech detector. Okay, so for the next part, which I have mentioned would be demonstrating the speech detector, let us open a new document file, which is ito na, nakikita nyo na sa screens nyo. Uh, and then, dapat nandito tayo sa home tab natin, sa ating ribbon. And if you look to the far right, dapat makikita sa dictate. So, before we use it, let's explore it a bit. So, kapag kakaklik ko lang nung drop down, so makikita nyo rito, we have different languages. Ano dyan? English. We have Chinese, German, French, Danish, Dutch. May hindi pa pala. Okay. So, dito, pwede kang gumamit ng kahit anong language as long as nakasulat dito. So, try natin siya later. But first, we'll try English and US English to be precise. So, to activate dictate, click ko yung malaking microphone. Ayun. Dapat pinakarinig kayo. Then, meron na siyang parang record symbol here. And, it's recording whatever I'm saying. So, it's like what you're doing kapag biglang sinabi nung teacher nyo dati na, okay, okay, class, take one for sheet of paper. Okay, number one. Tapos bigyan mo ka mapapa, ma'am, wait lang. And panic ka kasi di ka makahabol. So, in that sense, dictation works in the same way. Dami niya pala nare-record. So, as I mentioned, so we're gonna try other languages. So, ano ba kaya kung ano? Let's try Spain. Since in Philippine history, Spain ang pinakamalapit sa ating lengguwahe. So, I'm gonna click dictate again. Buenas noches. Buenas tardes. Viva España. Oh, nice. Pati yun yung nakuha niya. Mi ultimo adios. Okay. So, nakita nyo, so I use Spanish words on the top of my head. And it tries to like formulate kung ano yung pinakamalapit na Spanish word. Or actually, it's translating as well. Yeah. So, nakabase siya sa kung ano yung sinasabi mo. And it's just try to b- make the best kung ano yung make the best word or form the best word. So, sabi, so let's go back to English. So, say, hello, Microsoft. Oh, nakabalik na ba ako? Okay na. Eh, goodbye, Microsoft. Nice. So, to stop it, just, ayun, may tunog pa din siya. So, si Speech Detector is one of the newest features sa bagong version ng Office 365. This is very handy, especially for like journalists and students, especially if medyo tinatamad ka na magsulat. Turn on mo lang si dictate, then pabayaan mo lang magsalita yung prof mo, and it will try to record what your prof is saying. So, there you have it. And then we'll be now moving on to resume assistant. Okay, so we're at the fourth topic, which is the resume assistant. 4 out of 5 na guys, so dalawa na lang, including this one. Okay, so I opened up a new blank document for demonstration purposes. Okay, so in order to use the resume assistant, On the ribbon, dito sa top part, you click review. Then may kita mo siya dito, si resume assistant. Then you click that. Then depende na lang kung gaano siya kabilis or kabagal. Depende sa kung may topak yung internet nyo or what. Okay. So when I was trying this kasi, I already like tested it out. So student intern yung role na kinuha ko. But when you first try this, dapat may tanong siya na what role and industry you would like to see examples for. So I just chose student intern kasi parang feeling ko yun yung magiging next step ko after or even before graduation. Okay. Then at industry. So industry, we're talking about engineering, IT, accountancy. So I'll just stick ko kung ano yung saan ako naka-enroll ngayon. Information technology. Again, information technology and services. Okay. So, si resume assistant, since powered siya ni LinkedIn, if you don't know what LinkedIn is, isa siyang, para siyang Facebook pero in a more professional sense. Dito rin kasi naghahanap na rin yung mga companies ng mga pwede lang i-hire. May feature kasi rin si LinkedIn na pati yung pag-job hunt pwede mo gawin sa kanya. At the same time, maganda na as of like, I will assume na most of you are like grade 11 and fresh college freshmen. It is maganda na as early as now, mapabango nyo na yung LinkedIn profiles niyo. So, if wala pa kayong LinkedIn, hindi nyo pa naayos, take the time to do so. It can help. Okay, so going back, nag-generate siya ng work experience examples. So, pwede ko pa siya i-filter dito by top skills. So, these are languages, programming languages. So, bahala ka na kung gusto mo gawin niya. So, I'm just gonna leave it as it is. And then, I'm gonna like read an example. Yeah. Student intern in e-commerce department, March 2015 to June 2015. Manage the different e-commerce websites, Tenkapak and Stockback Depot, regularly update, manage AdWords, analytics accounts, utilize Excel, PowerPoint skills, utilize web traffic, blah, blah, blah. So, at this point, alam mo na base doon sa kanyang binigay na examples, it's already giving his or her work experience at yung ginamit niyang technologies to sa kanyang nagamit before. So as much as would you expect in a resume, except that this is more like constructed properly. So let's try that. Working student, internship and project lead. Yeah, August 24 to June 2016. So Motors is a German R&D startup company. It solves technical developed products for such talent pool while senior students, academic research, blah, 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 blah. So, based from this, what I can say is nagtrabaho siya kay Motius, which is a German research and development startup company, kung saan doon niya nakuha yung experiences niya, in which doon din kukuha ng information yung mga magiging future employees, basta yung mga future ng companies na pwede yung mapasukan. Yan. So, top skills for student interns. So, since sa information technology ako, Java, Python, C, JavaScript. Of course, feedback. Some articles to help to write resume. Yan. How don't use these words. So, per, So just trivia lang, no. So may main difference si resume tsaka si CV, si curriculum vitae. Usually kapag fresh grad, resume ang binibigay kasi wala pa tayong experience fresh grad nga. And usually ang resume is just a one-page document. Unlike a curriculum vitae. Curriculum vitae talaga doon nakalagay parang siyang ng buhay mo. Lahat ng pinasukan mong workshop, lahat ng pinasukan mong companies, lahat ng experiences, work experience mo, doon mo siya ilalagay. Okay. In the technical writing stuff, wala akong masyado may tutulong. I'm not that really good in terms of technical writing. But there are articles and ways for you to learn. So just a little side note. Okay. So dito, let recruiters know or get started on LinkedIn. So basically, yung nagtatrabaho ni resumes is it gives you these examples as sort of an inspiration na pwede mong pagbasihan when you start making your own resume. Okay. So we'll be moving on to the last topic, which will be writing or adding e-signatures to your Microsoft Word documents. Hi. So we are our own the last topic of this demonstration, which is how to add your electronic signatures. So before we start, discuss natin konti but importante na magkaroon ka ng e-signature at this time. So as we all know, since the COVID-19 basically prohibited us to have face-to-face conversations and interactions. Everything now is online, distributed online. That includes photos, videos, images, even documents and documents na kailangan mong pirmahan. Official documents, in fact. So, paano yun? Di mo naman, di naman pwede siguro na kailangan mo pa siya i-print. Like, print mo, pirma, scan, tapos, i-ano mo, bagay mo dun sa kailangan mo ipagbigyan. It's kind of sounds hassle. Ang dami mong steps na kailangan pagdaanan. So, why not just, add e-signature, right? Siguro nung simula nung term na kapag receive kayo ng or kailangan nyo pirmahan yung RAM Declaration of Conduct, which was my first experience in adding e-signature, talagang kailangan na. Okay, so moving on. I have prepared a new blank document for this demonstration. So, before we get started, lagyan mo na siya laman para kung may pipirmahan talaga tayo. Example lang naman. So, once again, gagamitin natin si mahiwagang lorem ipsum dolor. Talaga mahiwaga siya. Oops. Yan. Lagyan pa natin isang enter. Excuse me. Okay. So, for example, ito yung document na pipirmahan na natin. For example lang, walang ano. So, in order to add a signature, first we must add a signature line. So, sa ribbon, you click insert. Then dito, may ganun yung signature line. Click signature line. And may pop-up window na lalabas. So, first is the suggested signer. So, pangalan ng pipirma. So, for example, ako yung pipirma ng document na to, na wala akong maintindihan kasi Latin. Huwag nyo gagawin yun, guys. Huwag kayo pipirma ng official document na hindi nyo naintindihan kung ano yung nakasulat doon. Because what it means is you will agree to whatever that is written on that document. Okay? Next is the title ng pipirma. So, for example, director ng school, principal ng school, manager, doktor, engineer, mister, miss, mrs. So, yun my example ng title. So, I'll just leave this blank. Same for the email address. I'll also leave this blank, but it's email address. Ay, lagay mo ng email address din nila if you want. Then you have instructions. Before signing this document, verify that the content you are signing is correct. Then may checkbox dito, allow the signer to add comments in the sign dialog and show sign date in the signature line. I always, kahit matagal, I always want to laging i-add yung pirma, yung date sa pirma ko. Especially kung kailangan. But I'll just leave this as default and just put my name. If you're done, click OK and voila, may lalabas na signature line dito. Parang nga siya yung sinasabi lagi, signature over printed name. So to add yung actual signature ninyo, click this X, double click it. Then before you add signatures, you must save the document file that supports digital signatures. Do you want to save? So you need to save it first. So for example, sabihin na natin example ng title natin. So may lalabas na ganito. You have two choices. Three if you use if you're on a tablet or on a phone. So you can either type this, your name here, which I would not recommend kasi parang nagano ka lang. Tinype mo lang ulit yung name mo. Or if you have like a scan version of your e-signature, select image, from a file, then find your e-signature. So here is mine. Okay, then sign. For tablet users, there's supposed to be a start inking option kasi pwede mo gamitin yung pen tool para i-manually write yung signature mo on the screen. Unfortunately, I am using the desktop version, so wala siyang feature na ganun. So I'm just gonna use yung aking scan na pirma. Can I be verified? You want just kapag may ganito, just yes. Your signature has been successfully saved with this document. If document is changed, your signature become invalid. Yan. So, nakapag-embed ka na ng iyong signature sa isang document file. Now, what if may kailangan kang baguhin? Well, kapag may binago ka, you will need to edit anyway, pero mawawala yung signature mo. Yan. So, let me just re-add my signature real quick. Uh, yes. Yan. Kasi, syempre naman, kapag may pinirmahan ka na, diba, hindi mo na pwede baguhin yun kasi agree ka na doon. Also, kapag pirmado na yung document file, sa bottom here, sa tabi ng language, dapat may makikita kang icon na yun. This document contains signatures. Okay. So, there you have it. That's how you add e-signatures. So, there you have it. To summarize, in this Microsoft 365 learning session, we have discussed how to make table of contents, how to write bibliographies, and how to cite citations, how to use the speech detector and the resume assistant, and how to add e-signatures to your Microsoft Word file. I hope that you have learned from this session and whatever discussed here will be used to your future endeavors. I really hope that you have learned a lot and enjoyed. So thank you very much for staying, and I will now pass on the stage to the next speaker.